Hello and welcome, dear viewers and fellow casuals. You are watching Primetime Casual, and this is a casual's guide to the galaxy. If you like this series, please hit like and subscribe to the channel. You can also find me on Twitter, Discord and Patreon, linked in the description below.
Frameshift drive disengaging.
Are you sure this is the system Alec Turner mentioned in his transmission? Well, there doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary here.
That's affirmative, Commander.
Very well then, let's see if we can find this monolith. An anomaly like that can't stay hidden for long. There are many planetary and stellar features that defy all explanations. Quite a few of those can be found right here in the bubble, and it would be a shame if you didn't take the opportunity and visit them all. Nearest, as seen just last time, is a mountain tall enough that in theory, and with a little bit of luck, you could drive your SUV off the top and right into orbit. There are places with canyons and gorges so steep and deep that no light will ever reach the bottom, like Pomesh, Achilles or Labyrinto. And then we have the orbital mechanics that simply bend logic in places like Mitterrand Hollow, a moon that orbits its parent body in just 86 seconds. But those are all features on a planetary scale. This monolith here on Giroji is an anomaly on such a small and confined scale that it is hard to believe it's not artificial. The top, unlike mountains, can easily be measured and peaks at just over 22 kilometers tall. The sides are as vertical as they can be, and the base on top has a security perimeter that extends right out to the very edge of the plateau. But as always, where there is a challenge, there is a challenger. The maximum incline that an experienced SUV pilot can scale on a low-gravity world lies between 65 and 70 degrees, for all intents and purposes vertical. But sometimes even that is not enough, given the gravity and size of the monolith. There are other techniques. Even without having to resort to outside help, creative explorers can easily use their own ship and the launch automatism to propel the SUV to enormous heights. But when faced with 22 kilometers of sheer vertical cliffside in 0.22 G, that is not enough either. At a time like this, the only option is to forego the SUV approach entirely and hope for the best. The Diamondback has a reputation for being an extremely heat-efficient ship, so a cold and silent approach is possible. However, what would happen sitting down so close to a huge anomaly guarded by a clearly hostile base? Unfortunately, EMP and weapons fire from the base damage the footage irrecoverably, but what little remains is enough to scare even seasoned explorers. Places like the monolith leave many questions unanswered, and any attempt at an explanation only brings more questions. How did this monolith come into existence? What purpose serves the base on top of it? Why are all systems shutting down when approaching a landing spot?
You've made another mistake.
Don't say anything. It wasn't a complete waste of time. But you have to agree that this is a suspicious place for a base.
Analysis correct. Sometimes, although by accident, you appear to apply reason and logic. Intriguing.
So glad you agree. I guess we'll have to abandon our sightseeing tour of the bubble and go on a hunt for answers then, don't we?
Are you sure?
Yes, finding out the origins of this base and its purpose are of paramount importance, given the resurgence of dark will activity in the bubble. We are on a quest now, on a crusade, on a true space trek through the universe.
You're embarking on an unprecedented journey, the like of which can only be compared to pioneering discoveries and adventures undertaken by notable explorers such as Vasco da Gama Captain James Cook, and others, endeavoring into the unknown.
First Alec Turner and now the Prime. Find him and stop him.